This is Editing Jammy here, and I just want to jump in beforehand to say that I recorded this after the video, and the video today is on a very exciting topic that I'm really enthusiastic about, but I just wanted to include a note saying that unfortunately a lot of the devs, around 30% of them I think, over at Supermassive Games, who are the studio behind Switchback VR and The Dark Pictures, 30% of them have been hit with layoffs. So I just want to put the message out there that if you see any of them over on Twitter advertising themselves and kind of putting their names out there for a new job at a different studio or trying to find work, just give them a retweet, give them a like. Every little helps in terms of exposure, and these guys deserve to find more work. So I just wanted to put that, preface the video, keep an eye out for those over on Twitter, and my heart goes out to all the devs who have unfortunately just lost their jobs yesterday and become redundant, which is just horrendous. Anyway, let's get on to the main topic of the video. The dust has settled a fair bit over the last week since the announcement of PSVR2 on PC, but in that exact same blog post, another game was further revealed that we already knew about. But this reveal and the reveal of the engine that it's built on, and more specifically the add-on that they're using for this engine, has got me really excited, not just about the game in particular, but its future for PSVR2. And today, I want to finally tackle it and talk about it, and explain why Wanderer: The Fragments of Fate and its sequel, Wanderer 2, are some of my most anticipated PSVR2 games, not just for this year, but for the future of the platform overall. For those of you not in the loop, Wanderer: The Fragments of Fate is a complete remake of Wanderer from the PSVR 1 era. If you listen to me talking on Brian's PSVR2 Without Parole show, you'll know that I never actually played Wanderer, and it's one of the reasons why I'm so excited for the remake is because I get to experience it on PSVR2 for the first time, completely reimagined, and it really is completely reimagined. The feel of the game, the look of the game, the mechanics, the style, the physics interactions, the enemies, the weapons, everything here is redone to make this time-hopping adventure an even better experience on Sony's brand new headset, and also on Steam because it's coming out on Steam as well. Now that in particular is one of the reasons why I'm so excited, is because a PSVR 1 classic like Wanderer is getting a full-on remake, and not just that, they're actually creating a sequel, which means they're confident in it that it'll do well, and the studio is doing well. In a world of developers who are being laid off and terrible things happening in terms of the gaming industry, it is nice to see the devs of Wanderer seemingly thriving here, and I do wish them the best for the launch, and it seems like an incredible game, utilizing all the bells and whistles of PSVR2 and all the bells and whistles of VR as a platform and a medium to make a really immersive experience where the game presents you with multiple puzzles and sandbox elements to solve them with. And I'm really excited to see all the locations we can visit, all the enemies we can fight, and the weapons combinations that we can essentially use against them. But not only is this classic being remade, it's also being remade with an incredible new system behind it called VRAF. Once again, we talked about it on Brian's show last week, and this is where I first got introduced to the concept and why I'm so excited about it. Now, VRAF is essentially a framework for VR games to be made off. The Wanderer devs are using it for Fragments of Fate for the first time, and it seems to be a really in-depth player controller and physics system and VR locomotion system that is a plug-and-play design with Unreal Engine 5, so devs can assumedly hire this out or license this for their own projects, plug it into Unreal 5, and the devs are claiming that it saves 40% of production time for VR games because all the framework for your movement, and I'm assuming some of your physics interactions and even maybe some lighting interactions, are already there. And they seem really confident in this, saying that it's battle tested on Wanderer: The Fragments of Fate, ensuring it can deliver. From their website, they state, "Our system goes beyond hand and head movement, capturing eye, eyelid, and soon mouth movement for unparalleled immersion." So eye tracking is going to be used here, and a multitude of cameras are going to be used. Our advanced AI anticipates and adapts players' leg movements for enhanced realism in actions like climbing, leaning, and crouching, compatible with any metahuman and can be switched to hands-only mode. This is really big for VR as a whole, not just PSVR2, because this is a framework that any Unreal 5 dev who's working on a VR game can latch onto, and there's always the worry that this is going to become kind of not a standard, because that's not a bad thing. This will be a very good standard for the VR medium, but something that people rely on as a crutch. I'm hoping that people utilize this to create incredible experiences and not just kind of try and asset flip a project with this. But I think the VRAF system looks just absolutely stunning, and the devs have done a ridiculously good job here. In the clips from the trailer that you'll be seeing right now, you'll see the advanced mobility system that they also have in place with climbing, swinging, jumping, crouching, ledge pulling, and swimming. So there's a real sense of adventure climbing around and a real sense of momentum for each player, whether you want to play in teleport or smooth locomotion. They also are jumping into explaining their combat systems as well, because they're claiming that they can go from boxing, melee weapons style combat to range combat with custom tools for crafting and designing VR combat scenarios, and it seems like this involves a dynamic NPC reaction and AI system that you can also see in some of the trailers. NPCs can observe what you're carrying, react to your gaze, respond to interactions with your hands, and adjust based on the player's threatening or dangerous behavior. And this seems like a really big game changer for UE5 VR games, because having NPCs that react in a realistic way, like GTA NPCs or Cyberpunk NPCs, is a really big deal, and we haven't really seen this in many games at all. So the VREF system seems really solid, and especially in one of their final points on the website, their grabbing and physics system for both puzzle solving and combat and reloading and just grabbing objects around the map is really advanced. Much like Stress Level Zero's different avatar sizes and hands, it's the same here, where the VREF plugin allows essentially players to embody avatars of all shapes and sizes, and the poses for grabbing objects and slotting them into different areas around the map can scale and adapt for larger variations in hand sizing, which is awesome. The final point, one of the most exciting, is the VR object persistence system. Now, Wanderer involves you jumping between a lot of different locations across different times, and it would be a bit jarring to leave something in one location, jump off to somewhere else, and then come back and everything is reset. So the VRF system uses a persistence system that tracks every single object's position, rotation, state, physics-based inputs, and every single NPC state in each level. Meaning that, just like in the trailer, you can be fighting people in World War II, time skip to a different timeline, grab a weapon you need, come back, and the NPCs will be exactly how you left them, not reset at all. That is really mind-blowing, and I'm really excited to see that in play, because that sort of tracking and meticulous nature is a massive game changer for immersion in VR, and I think the VREF system will set a new precedent going forward if it can deliver on all these promises, which seemingly from the gameplay trailer it can. And at the very bottom of the website, they say that you can get in touch for more information about actually using the VRF system or partnering with the Wanderer devs to actually license this thing out and use it for your own projects and cut down on 40% development time, as they say on the website, which is a really exciting prospect. I'm actually so hopeful for the future of this system and of VR in general through UE5, because this seems genuinely awesome as a tool for developers to use in their VR games. So that's why I'm so excited about Wanderer: The Fragments of Fate. Not only is it a remake of one of the most highly praised and incredible PSVR1 games, it also is bringing a brand new VR system which can change the game completely in terms of UE5 VR development. That's the most exciting part, and I hope that I've got that over to you guys and across to you guys how game-changing this really is for development. And I'm going to have to try and get in touch with some developers to see how they feel about this change, because a lot of people don't use UE5 as a VR engine. You know, we've seen a lot of Unity on PSVR2, so I'll have to reach out and see how they're feeling about this. But me personally, I'm very excited for the future going forward. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Thank you to our patron Luke Bentley and anyone else who has considered joining the membership or Patreon. The links are in the description below. Again, thank you all for watching. I hope you did enjoy. Let me know what you think of Wanderer: The Fragments of Fate and the VREF system, and I hope to see you all in the next video.